Good day, everyone. My name is Matapelo Matakwani from Africa Kids Code, and today I'm going to be your facilitator for the topic staying productive online. So, with me, I have my colleagues on the line. So, if you have any questions or any concern, please put your comment on the comment box. So today we're going to have a fun session and very informative session. We're going to discuss the items you'll need to set up your remote office. We're going to also explain the importance of building a productive working environment and provide top tips to do this. We'll also help you manage and maintain your well-being. So, how has COVID-19 impacted your role? Let's see those comments on the comment box. So, for myself, it has impacted me in a positive way and in a negative way. So, positively, I have managed to save some money. So, and then negatively, there is a whole lot of noise when I work from home, from the kids, making noise in the background. So that is one of the drawbacks for me. So what about you guys? Share your comments, share your thoughts on the comment box. Let's talk, let's share. Let's see those comments on the comment box. Okay, I see someone says working from home has been very good as I have been able to share I have been able to be with family and friends. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Moving right along. Set up your remote office. Let's see how to set up your remote office. So what is remote working? The remote working is a working style that allows professionals to work outside of the traditional office environment. It is based on the concept that work does not need to be done in a specific place to be executed successfully. So while having the ability to work from outside of the corporate office has been feasible for a few decades, working remotely is only now becoming a mainstream. So think of it this way. Instead of commuting to an office each day to work from a designated desk, you can execute your work and achieve your goals wherever you want. Remote working allows you to flexibly design your day so that your professional and personal life can be experienced to the fullest potential and coexist peacefully. So there's been a cultural paradigm shift in what society seems to be an appropriate workplace, and remote work has capitalized on that newfound freedom. Okay, where can people work remotely? Can you work from home, malls, coffee shop, co-working space, library? So with me having those distractions from family or kids doing noise and all kind of stuff, I just go to the library or to the nearest mall and find a place where it's quiet and peaceful so that I can be able to do my work. So there are a lot of places you can work from since it's lockdown right now. For some self-employed people, a home office is the best solution. That does not mean you have to fill a corner of your living room with a tiny desk and a monitor. You can fit your office whenever it fits in your life. Working at home cuts off the commute time, costs less, and gives you flexibility with your home life. Of course, it costs less. As I said to you guys, I was able to save more money than I did when I go to the office because I had to pay for transport and all of that. So with working from home, I just buy grocery and eat grocery from home. So it's cheap for me as well. So working in public spaces like coffee shops, caves, bars and restaurants often boost productivity. Life can get pretty boring sitting at home, working away on your own. Humans are social animals, and interaction with others is important for our mental health. If you don't just work from home but live alone too, then you can contact with other people may be limited. Working in caves gives you the chance of at least a smile from someone else and maybe even a chat. You can be able to chat with someone while you're in the cave working or get some more info about something. Maybe if you need um, certain advice from someone, you can just ask someone who's in the cave or restaurant that you're working from. So co-working spaces are a great option for freelancers and remote workers, but the fee for a dedicated desk it can run hundreds per month. Be aware of costs around this. If you don't need to make phone calls, libraries are a great place to get work done. They are often free. We have free Wi-Fi, and there's a lot of tables. And if you don't have a laptop, for instance, or your laptop is giving you problems, then a library is a good place to be in when you are working. But wherever you choose to work, one thing remains key. So that's ensuring you're equipped with the tools you need to work effectively. So what do you need to work remotely? Let's see those comments on the comment box. What do you need to work remotely? Okay, I see someone says I need a place for work. Okay, thank you so much. And then there's someone says I need a desk, laptop, and also internet. Great. Thank you so much, guys, for your comments. Let's see what do we need exactly for us to work at home. So what you need to work remotely, so you need a dedicated work space. So if you're working from home, put some thought into creating a working environment that is suitable for the type of work you do. Be respectful of the space, especially if it is a shared space. Like if you're working from home and then you know that this is the space that I share with my family or with my daughter or anyone else that is in the family, please be respectful of that space. Just because you're not working at an office does not mean you can't have an office. Rather than working in your room or in the couch, spaces that are associated with leisure time, dedicated specific room or surface in your home to work from. So what are the devices that you can use? You can use those laptops. You can also use your cell phone so that you can be able to answer calls or be able to respond to some messages, you know. And then those laptops, you can be able to use them to type documents and spreadsheets and all of that. So you also need an internet connection. So work today is increasingly collaborative. You may rely on an internet connection to send and receive files, work on live files, and communicate with your team. For this reason, an internet connection is crucial to your remote working toolkit. Like now, as I'm doing a live session, I need that internet connectivity and I need an internet that is very stable so that I can be able to continue with my session. So let's take a look with creating your own space. So, what are the things that you should avoid? You need to avoid the bed or couch because those things are much more comfortable. You can be working, then lately, maybe after an hour or so, then you fall asleep. So that it's not good at all. You need to avoid the bed or couch. Pick a place inside your home environment where you feel most productive. Although most people talk of working from the couch comfortably, you will realize that it isn't as effective as you may have thought. Consider setting aside a table and a chair in a room with minimal distractions, those noisy distractions from children, A simple desk and a comfortable chair is one corner of your room or in the balcony will work just fine. The workspace doesn't have to be out of this world. It just needs to be simple and as comfortable as it is. If possible, create an ergonomical, comfortable workspace. By this, we mean a space where you can create a comfortable sitting position, as I mentioned. Choose a type of chair with back arch support. Make sure you have a comfortable head position when deciding on the position or place for your laptop or monitor. So next up, we will talk about the equipment that you will need or you might need. So you will need your phone to answer those calls, communicate with teammates on chat. You will also need your computer to working on multiple documents, video calls, and conferences. Most laptops come with a webcam, but they tend to angle up the user's nostrils, meaning an external camera is your best bet, says me. You also need a notebook. Keep a notebook handy just to jot down some thoughts or some comment or anything that you might forget if you're busy working. And ideas that you need for a project probably that you are busy with right now, you will need that notebook. So get stable power. So to be productive, you have to get stable power to charge your device. Finding a stable power supply for working may be one of the major challenges you face as a freelancer. To be productive, you have to get stable power to charge your device, your laptops, your mobile phone, and etc. One way you can surround this challenge is getting a generating set. You probably have one already. You can also try solar powered devices, inverters, and etc. So working remotely likely means incurring additional cost of powering generators or purchasing inverters. Working on the go remotely in other locations, such as caves or libraries, are also a great option. Take your laptop to a place where you can get power while you work. So find sufficient internet connection. While the cost of data is cheapened in recent times, the speed of internet connection hasn't improved that much. So what I, for one, I interchange between Telcom and Vodacom. So if my Telcom it's not working, I interchange to Vodacom so that my internet connection does not give me any problems. So I make sure that I put on those SIMs, which is Vodacom and Telcom. I put them on so that if this one gives me a problem, the other one gets in so that I can be able to move on. So slow internet connection means you can't do much online. Web pages can take time to load, and this will also cause a frustration and great effect to your productivity. So to be productive, you have to get decent internet connection, as I mentioned. This might mean moving from laptop tutoring to investing in broadband or fiber to the home internet service. Don't be that person who didn't finish an important task of slow internet. Internet, guys. We need that stable internet connection. So you need to choose the right ISP. The first step is to choose the right internet service provider. Depending on where you live, there will be multiple IPs to choose from. If your data connection is unreliable, working remotely will be an advantage for you. You can work and change locations and search for better and improved network connections. So the right router, it's the best thing that you should have. So choosing the right kind of router is as important as keeping it at the right place. For ideal signal strength, make sure you plug in Running a network cable from the router to the home office location is also ideal. Use feds.com or Google Internet Speed to test and compare internet speed across information system providers. This will help you ensure your internet speed is fast and will not affect your workflow in any how. So now that we know what equipment we'll need, let's look at some of the challenges we'll need to overcome. So what are the challenges of working remotely? What are those challenges of working remotely? So I spoke about noises, background noises from kids or family members. So what are the challenges of working remotely? Keep those comments coming on the comment box. The challenges of working remotely. Here are some of the challenges of working remotely. Loneliness. Loneliness is one of the major drawbacks of remote work, especially for extroverts. So people who like to be reserved, always being alone and all of that, that will be one of the drawbacks for extroverts. If you're used to the office chats, you might find working from home lonely. However, if you think working alone affects the productivity, you can go to a restaurant or an eatery to get your work done. Secondly, it's self-discipline. You need dedication, discipline, and self-control to avoid losing momentum while working from home. Don't convince yourself that a single YouTube video during your working hours won't do any harm. So, speaking of YouTube videos, I know they are a distraction. They are a distraction. Maybe I'm busy with work and then someone send me a link and says check on YouTube, then I go there. That time that I'm wasting, I should be doing some work, but I'm busy on my YouTube checking out those videos and stuff. That is very distractful, guys. So you need to avoid that at all costs so that you can be able to finish your work. As I said, before you know it, you'll have spent hours on it. So thirdly, no employee benefits. You won't have employee benefits like health insurance or retirement funds. Although work at home opportunities in some countries provide medical coverage, the same can't be said when working online. Difficult to switch off. So when you're working in your office, you're most likely conscious of the closing time. That's not always the case when you work remotely. When working remotely, the lines between work and home life are blurred. Since you're working from your dining room, you might not find it easy to disengage yourself from work. The FOMO. Working remotely could make you feel out occasionally when you miss out on important announcements, meetings, and events in your office. The formal part, it's real, guys. So you're busy working from home and people are like, tomorrow we're going to an event, there's someone, there's this special DJ coming, maybe DJ Maparisa or Kabza the Small is coming to that event, and I'm like, yo, I wish I can go there, but I have work to do. So that FOMO. Not. So you'll most likely be the last person to hear in your office to hear about upcoming events and important announcements. However, with software like Slack, you can keep update yourself while you work remotely. Thank you, Slack, for helping us uh, overcome our FOMO. So although these challenges may seem large initially, with time and some getting used to, we can master and overcome these challenges. What are the benefits of remote working? What are the benefits of remote working? So I, for one, my benefits of remote working is that I can be able to save money, as I mentioned. and I can be able to do more work done than in the office because no one is going to distract me, like saying, "Hi, Matabela, can you please help me out with this one?" That is a distraction for me. So at least when I'm working from home, I can make my own time and be able to get more work done. So what are the benefits of remote working for you guys? Put your comments on the comment box and let's hear what you say. Share your thoughts, put them there. So benefits of working remotely for employees. Flexibility. Sometimes there are things you just need to be at home for. Whether it's waiting in for repair services or a parcel, working from home allows you the flexibility to deal with the unexpected. On top of that, there are the very everyday tasks you can fit in around your work, like doing laundry or receiving online grocery deliveries. Secondly, no commuting. Commuting takes time out of your daily day that you'll never get back. And that's before you take into account how long it takes to get ready in the morning. When you work from home, you can be at your desk or the kitchen table and ready to work within a few minutes of waking. You can even schedule meditation or exercise before you get stuck into your task instead of stuck in traffic or cramped public transport. So you can be able to be with more time, have more time with family, and be able to be with your family more. Like myself, for instance, I get to spend more time with my daughter and my family. So, with some willpower and a steady routine, you soon learn to avoid being distracted by the TV or your next load of laundry. In fact, you should find yourself getting more done when you work remotely. As I said, I get more done when I work from home than when I'm at the office. That's because you can control your working situation much more. You don't have to worry about co-workers stopping by to just ask a quick question or socialize. As I said, that saying, "Hi, Matapelo, can you please help me out with this one?" and all of that. So that I won't get that sort of distraction at all. So the last one is high morale. Remote employees are notably less stressed and have high morale than their office counterparts. Happier, healthier employees produce better work and feel more committed to their companies. From this perspective, remote work is good for business. So let's now take a quick look at the benefits brought to the wider business. Benefits of remote working for businesses. Firstly, it's reduced overhead costs. Those are the costs of securing an office space. So they are highly, especially in major cities like Lagos, which is for many startups, paying high rent places a heavy burden on their budgets, forcing them to make cuts to vital areas of their business. This only saves rent cost, it also saves on utilities and resources. These would add up over time and can make a significant impact over on overhead, I meant to say. Secondly, greater productivity. So greater productivity from a highly engaged workforce. Access to wide pool of talent. So by allowing employees to work remotely, employers can hire the best talent while not limiting themselves by geographical restrictions. A Benin-based company can hire workers in Jos, and startups in the southeast can have employees that work remotely from the north central of Nigeria as long as they have required skill set. This also promotes diversity as different people from different geopolitical zones work together remotely. In other words, by offering a remote work option, companies can extend their tentacles to a wider pool of talent. Improved employee retention. So, working from home, one of the benefits is You can get as many jobs as possible while you're working from home and be able to do those jobs. And then you make more machakura for yourself. So that is also a benefit. Going to pause for questions, but in the presence of time, I'm not going to do that. So if you have any questions, any concern, anything that you didn't understand at all, please don't be shy. Just put that on the comment box, and I assure you, my colleagues will articulate to that. Moving to the next point, which is build a productive work environment. So why your work environment is so important. The quality of your workspace is vital to productivity. So put some thought into the workspace. There are some tips to creating a workspace that promotes wellness and productivity, including the natural light and desk position. So while I'm doing my online sessions, I make sure that I open my window so that there is fresh air coming in and that natural light coming in. I don't need to light those lights on. So natural light is the way to go. But we are different. You can use natural light or switch on your light. You will need to consider the space for your various tasks and how to arrange your home office layout effectively. Secondly, create an area of your own to work. It can be countertop in the kitchen where your laptop is at the corner in the den with a desk, or a whole room in the house. If your workspace is in a shared place, consider creating a screen to add separation. Find the right chair for you. I think I mentioned this. Find a chair that is comfortable enough for you to sit in, and then so that when you bend, you don't have those back pains and all of that. Get a filing system to organize your life. So get a file that will help you organize your project. You know that if I'm working on COVID-19 project, if I'm working on school project, then you need to get that file that will put everything in order. So it's important to ensure your personal environment is one which helps you work effectively remotely. Your environment has great impact of the quality of your work you produce. According to research study on the effects of work environment on productivity, workplace distraction cut employee productivity by 40% and increased errors by 27%. So how can you minimize those distractions? Will you go to the library? Will you go to those restaurants and just find a place where it's quiet and very peaceful so that you can be able to do your work? How can you minimize those distractions? Are you going to put your phone away? Let's see those comments on the comment box. So steps to minimize distractions. Let others know you work hours. Let others know your work hours. When are you working? When they shouldn't call you, when they shouldn't text you. If you're working from your time frame is 10 to 12, then maybe at 12 you're taking a break, then they can call you around that time. So if you have family at home or neighbors and friends, let them know your working hours. That way they can speak to you at whatever time that suits both of your needs, like your lunch break. This will allow them to interrupt you only if it is urgent. Secondly, do one thing at a time. After breaking down your huge process into smaller double pieces, choose one and dedicate it entirely to it. After you complete it, you can move on to the next and then the next. So if you're having those projects that I was mentioning, that was your school project, your COVID-19 project, and all of that, make sure that you start with the first one, do it, finish, and then go to the next one. Just don't do this and do that and do that. You end up confusing yourself and doing errors or silly mistakes. Thirdly, avoid TV and household distractions. Avoid TV at all costs. TV is a distraction, guys. Put away all pets. While we love our furry friends, they will only distract you. Save the animal love for after work hours. So, because I don't have a pet, my daughter is going to be my pet. So I make sure that I tell my parents that now I'm going to work. Please, can you please be with her for about this hours or these minutes? Then after then, I'll come back to her. Fifth, take weekly breaks. There's only so much our brains can handle before it starts falling and causing greater distraction. Get up from your table, go for a short walk, grab a coffee, juice, or just some water. You'll find that when you go back to work, it will be a lot easier to avoid those distractions. Minimizing your distractions will help you optimize your productivity when working remotely. So, how can you improve productivity within teams? How can you improve productivity within teams? Let's see those comments on the comment box. Let's see your thoughts. Let's see those thoughts. So, project management. Remote team members need to be able to plan and collaborate on commitments, deliverables, and tasks. They also need to track the flow of work from start to finish. So, firstly, they need to establish vision and deliverables. What is needed? What are the things that they need to achieve at the end of the project that they are busy with? Establish logistics for team communication. You need to have a communication on who is doing what and who is not doing what, so that at the end of the day, you can be able to accomplish your task or your project. Thirdly, promote visibility and transparency of all work. Make sure that if you said, Matapelo, you should do this, and then by tomorrow, please, I want to see how far you are. And then the other one, which is maybe Leslie or Potato or anyone else in your team, then all of you can come up and see, okay, this has done this so far, this has done this so far. Then you'll be able to know how far you are and what is it that is still needed for your project to be completed. Track the quality and status of projects. You need to put time frame of the task that you're going to be doing for that project. If you see that needs more research, then probably put about 2 days or a day or some few hours. Put a time frame for your projects. Identify and address bottlenecks. Look out to anything that you might be missing for your project and then add up to it, then finish up your project. So next up, so 70% of workplace mistakes are due to poor communication. If you do not communicate, I'm telling you guys, your project is going to be a flop. You need to communicate. You need to communicate regularly so communication plays a fundamental role in our daily lives. For some, good communications come naturally, but for others, it can be hard to articulate their thoughts and feelings in conversation, often leading to conflict and fundamental errors. Whether you're an effective communicator or not, it's essential to understand the importance of good communication and how it can help you move forward in the working world. So guys, let's communicate. Make sure you communicate with your team members. If you don't understand something, ask so that everything can be good. So strong communication is integral to business success. It's important to communicate effectively when working in general, but dispersed terms can impact the efficacy of more traditional company communications. So, what are the different things that you can use to communicate? You can use those hotspots, your mails, the Slack, your Google Hangouts. So there are different communication tools that can work more effectively than others to communicate with teams depending on the purpose or task at hand. So emails are particularly useful for business communications. Group mail allows you to send a single mail to a large number of recipients. Unlike instant messaging or instant chat, responses from emails can take longer and messages may get lost in spam. Messaging platforms can facilitate many of the daily functions a physical web space or an internal email thread would normally perform. There are lots of chat-based platforms out there that allows you to communicate more effectively with your team, like your Google Hangouts. But what rules can we create to communicate more effectively? So let's set rules to communicate effectively. In order for communicate to be effective, you need to set rules. Therefore, creating the right communication channels and ensuring everyone knows how to use them is very essential. You need to communicate clearly, know what you want, know what you don't want. Visual teams don't always choose their communication channels wisely, which can harm trust, increase tension, and increase unnecessary work. Think about what kind of things will be communicated in the channel: action items, feedback, deadline reminders. Think about all of those things. Consider your audience. Make sure your message is appropriate. Communicate clearly, respond promptly, set and role model the guidelines. Like, for instance, say right now you are advertising the business, you need to state everything quite clearly. They need to know where they can get those things, how much are they, how will they get them. You need to leave all those things, your contact details and all of those things, so that everything is set. So video meeting and calls. Video meetings and calls enable teams to communicate and collaborate in real time. It's important to communicate effectively when working in general, but dispersed teams can impact the efficacy of more traditional company communications. So we can use those Google Meet, those Zoom, those Microsoft Teams, those Skypes, and WhatsApp for us to communicate with our teams so that we can be able to work effectively and be able to finish up all our projects or work that we've been given. So, so we've got Google Meet. So Google Meet keep your team connected with enterprise-grade video conferencing built on Google's robust and secure global infrastructure. Meet is included with G Suite and G Suite for education. So Meet is fully integrated with G Suite. You can join meetings directly from a calendar invite or email invite. All of the important event details are right when you need them, whether you're joining from a computer, a phone, or conference room. With Meet special design iOS and Android apps, you can see your meetings for the day with all the important information from calendar and then join with tab. G Suite Enterprise Edition also creates a dial-in phone number for each meeting. So every guest has a great experience even on the road without Wi-Fi or data. Next up is Zoom. So Zoom is an application that can be downloaded either on your computer or mobile device. You can request a demo and even download it for free. Zoom is free for the first 45 minutes. So if you have a meeting that won't take up to an hour, you can use Zoom for your meeting. You can use Zoom to host or join a meeting for online classes through the app or by accepting an email invite. Zoom can be either downloaded with the PC, Mac, Android, or iOS, and up to 100 people can join an online class or meeting in the free model. That's also a great tool that we can also use for our meetings. We also have Microsoft Teams. The Microsoft Teams enables businesses to collaborate and communicate with team members across the world. It creates teams and channels to organize your departments, separate groups, and enables teams to work more effectively. It utilizes chat and video call functions to boost communication. There are also GIFs and images to use if you want to comment while you are being taught or while you are being presented. Share documents and collaborate with ease. You can be able to share your documents and also collaborate. Use the add function to tag and notify team members. You can be able to use that add function from say, add Leslie, please do this and this. So Microsoft Teams is included in your Microsoft 365 package. We also have Skype. With the Skype video chat app, you'll have access to a variety of innovative features. So in today's always on the go world, it can be difficult to get groups of friends, family members, or co-workers together in one place. With the Skype video chat app, group video calling for up to 50 people is available for free on just about any mobile device, tablet, or computer. Group video chat makes it easier for up to 50 people to meet and collaborate all at once. With group screen sharing, you can present PowerPoint slides, video recording, and more to your entire team. Remote co-workers can work more efficiently, can be able to assign projects and discuss due dates as fast as more productive with face-to-face conversation through Skype's group video calling. With the Skype video chat app, you'll have access to a variety of innovative features, massive full screen video, which will allow you to focus on your work while you attend a meeting or just casual chat with your friends. Send a chat invite to everyone or anyone. I mean to people or clients who don't use Skype by using a unique link through which they can connect with you. Background play, focus on the speaker, not the background, I meant to say, with a new feature in Skype app. How to run effective meetings. Steps to run effective meetings. Set agendas. This helps you to frame discussions and the wider session. It ensures everyone is on the same page. So usually when my boss sets up a meeting for us, she makes sure that there is an agenda in every meeting that we are meeting on. There is an agenda on what we're going to meet on, what is it that we're going to discuss on this meeting, and all of that. So setting an agenda is a good thing. Secondly, consider your tone of voice. If working remotely, people can see your body language as easily as possible. So your voice is all they have to go by. Make sure your intonation is good and you're expressive, not monotone. Thirdly, encourage participants to use cameras. It's important to connect with each other, make things more personal. boost nonverbal communication. Lastly, be timely. Don't leave people waiting on calls. Be punctual as you would for an in-person meeting. When you're done with the meeting, you need to tell them that thank you very much, guys, for attending this meeting. If there are no questions, it's the end of our meeting. So make sure you don't just leave those people waiting on the calls. Make sure they know that the meeting is done. So now we can hang up. Video conferencing etiquette. Steps to run effective meetings. 1. Prepare yourself. Dress appropriately. Don't turn up in sweatpants and a tank top. Dressing appropriately will help get in the mindset of work. So you need to dress appropriately. Consider your lighting. Another consideration is where the light source is coming from. Adjust your camera for different contrast so faces can appear clearly. A desk lamp position from above to reduce shadows as well as light up your face is recommended. If you wear glasses, you should conduct some tests to see how the light reflects on your lenses. Consider your background. That's the fourth one. In order to be clearly visible, it is good to practice using a neutral background with little to no movement. Think curtains and blinds which can move in the wind. The colors you wear should also be in contrast with the environment to ensure you stand out in the video. Some video calls conference tools allow background blurring. So as you can see, as I'm presenting, as I'm doing the session, I have a background there. So this background is very clear. I hope it's very clear. So you need to use a clear background for your meeting. Consider your audio. Can people hear you clearly? Are you audible enough? Mute your mic if you're not speaking, especially if there is a lot of background noise. So lastly, let's turn our attention to boosting collaboration. Top tips for collaborating effectively. Equip your team with the right tools. Make sure that your team has the right tools for the project that they're going to be doing or the tasks that are on hand. Secondly, make project management easy. Thirdly, make document sharing easy and accessible. Make sure each and every document that is needed for your project is very easy and accessible to everyone. Fourthly, encourage collaboration within departments. And finally, prioritize company culture. Final top tips for productivity. Always over communicate. Communicate with your team regularly and keep them in the loop. As I said, communication is key, people. Secondly, be disciplined. Remote working is not a vacation, no paid leave. Thirdly, have your tools ready for work. Make sure you have the tools you need to work remotely. Those tools, I mean your laptops, probably your cell phone if you need it, or that internet connectivity. Find your booster and use it. Use what gets you energized and ready to work when you need it. If water or your energy drink, it gives you a boost, drink it. Pausing for questions. We're going to pause for those questions. If you have any questions, comment, suggestions, view, anything that you need to say, please put it on the comment box and my colleagues will articulate it. Manage and maintain your well-being. So this is the last point that we're going to talk about. Why is it important to manage your well-being? Let's see those comments on the comment box. Why is it important to manage your well-being? Let's see here. It's important to manage your well-being because it impacts your overall health. You are healthier and fitter when managing your well-being. Right? Secondly, it leads to greater productivity. You become more motivated, you become more focused, and you work more better and more quickly. Thirdly, it increases your resilience. You can overcome obstacles head on. You don't crumble in the face of challenges and setbacks. Finally, it boosts your morale and levels of happiness. So you feel more engaged, supported, and happy. This has a huge impact on your working life. So now that we know why it's important to manage our well-being, what can we actually do to do just it? What can you do to manage your well-being? See those comments in the comment box. So here, avoid overworking, take regular breaks. So set up reminders to take breaks. So if you're working for an hour or 2 hours, make sure that after 2 hours has passed or an hour has passed, make sure that you set up those reminders for breaks. Be clear with the team when you are leaving. Tell them that, team, I'm going somewhere, I'm coming back after a certain time. Turn off notifications when on a break. Schedule in an activity like taking a walk, riding a bike, or going to the gym at the end of the day. Be ready for the culture shift. To help you embrace the shift, consider the following. Trust your overall performance, rethink the concept of work, understand your commitments, and also be patient. It is all well and good if people want to do their jobs from home, but if they don't have electricity, fuel, or good internet connection, nothing productive is going to happen. So managing your overall well-being. Exercise regularly. So I, for one, I don't exercise. So as a form of my exercise, I walk. I walk for long hours actually. Secondly, view mental health as seriously as physical health. Thirdly, check in with your manager or team regularly. Fourthly, separate your professional and personal lives. Then finally, organize in-personal social meetings. So, do you have any questions? If you have those questions, put them on your comment box. What are your next steps? What have you taken from the session? Let's see those comments on the comment box. Okay, I see someone says today's session was very informative. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your view. Okay, so guys, today's session is just the beginning. There is more that is coming in our coming up session. So we have sessions from Monday to Friday, which is at 12. We're going to be discussing anything related to digital marketing and helping your business grow. So, as I said, what are your next steps? What are your next steps? Put them on your comment box. So, thank you guys for coming to today's session. Thank you so much for interacting, for sharing your views and all of that. Thank you so much. If you need us, follow us on our social media. It's Africa Kids Code on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're also on LinkedIn, guys. Follow us there. It's Africa Kids Code. Thank you so much for today's session and joining. And also, thank you for interacting. Thank you so much.